Let's do door number 3.
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible. If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
Bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8. That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options. Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8. Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, 8, and 4, 6, 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, 3, 6, 8. And C divides into 2 teams. 3, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8.
That means
There was one thing they all had in common.
5 and 6 can never be on the same team. If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chose 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Was that something he was prepared to do?
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got 2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die. So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8?
Junpei thought hard. Really? We can just do that? I'm with it.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've gotta be crazy! Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I just have a feeling.
I'm just
Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that it wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me?
Why?
Please, just do it.
What is bro cooking right now? He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
The audio is recording, right? Yes, the waveform is moving.
Yeah, thanks.
The number 7 has been entered into the red.
Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
Yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I think I might have found another way out.
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei had intended.
Now please, June.
Oh, okay.
He casually placed his own hand on the scanner and the third asterisk blinked on.
All right. The only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! All that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit? Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's it?
Santa was furious. His face was red, and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Ronald, I cannot see. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover. Huh? No.
Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei and the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
No, wait!
Santa did not hesitate. He slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right,
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
but
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think.
Go!
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth one after another. No sooner than they entered than the all-too-familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. Boy, this is going to be a really unpopular move with the lads. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red, the defeat and desperation on their faces tore Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles
Do
white.
you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
Gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance of survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
Said the crypto bro. They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
There. Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but everyone was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
Over there! It's gotta be behind the door!
Seven ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
No, wait,
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right
I
wall.
found it! The dead's right over here!
This is how we can justify them not being frozen when they see Snake's dead body. He stepped into the room.
Ugh. What? The floor's slippery!
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. Oops, I've clicked out of the window. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie poopsie.
Hey!
What
the
was...
hell are you doing?
There's something...
Get over there!
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Quick! Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
Stopped. It stopped.
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the?
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. This is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
LLR. There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in short breath and... A scream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
What?
Hey,
Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great Red Sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the Knife Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
it's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had been split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to shatter the display.
Face is the worst.
Yeah, can't even tell who it is.
So it's not Snake. Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating made it almost look like raw pizza. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. Burgundy, blah, blah, blah. We know this.
Clothes are...
This is the same. They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity and not entirely human. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing.
Stop! Calm down.
He grabbed for her wrist.
Hey!
But as he did, June leapt up and ran, toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst began, it was over. The manic energy disappeared and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. Jun collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? Yeah. Come on. A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm.
Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arm under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Alrighty. Whew, that really deflected that whole, we fucked two people over situation, huh? Alright. Puzzle time. So, we got the LLR right here. Those letters written in blood. LLR. Isn't there some sort of dying message from Snake? They aren't... Could it be upside down? Well, the L's could be like 7. But the R can't really be anything else. No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Then this... The way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. Then you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. The divider between the stalls, on the other side of this wall. No, I don't want to think about that. Well, maybe just have a peek-see. That's where we came in, blah, 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 blah. A bucket. Nothing on the bucket. Let's search it anyway. It's Tim Bucket. Hey, Jumpy. Whoops, I clicked too fast. Clean it up and all they gave you was a sponge and a bucket like this. Hey, come on, can't we just leave the past in the past? You know, something about school, I guess. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
You just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his
You
hand.
mean you don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. Fucking idiot. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her in the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. This is just a serial killer in waiting right here, like, you know, classic serial killer behavior. They would ambush the killer at night. Remember to stay hydrated. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky, and June's, Akane Kuroshiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
Well, come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried because you were there with me.
She blushed furiously.
You know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
That's cringe.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Why would you say that to her?
Yeah, it is.
Why would you say that to her? He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so he could be near June. Yeah, like, obviously, you fucking dweeb, but like, why would you just say that to her? Like, you know, come on. Be normal, please. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. Be cringe and be free. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes.
Spudling. Hello, my son.
I'm gonna look over there.
My most important boy. My special man. My handsome lad. June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself.
Squeesh.
That's right. The pool of blood.
Oh, yeah. The dead body. Yeah. Junpei turned around and looked at the room. At Snake's body. Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing? Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before her. Snake.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Alrighty, so now, the toilet paper. Oh, hello. I cannot see. It's toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. You think maybe that's a Skytail cipher? Skytail cipher? What the hell is that? You wrap a piece of paper around a stick, then write sentences on it, so the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper, and you can't tell what the... I cannot see past Spudling. What the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah. Then you just wrap the paper around the stick, and you can read the code. Okay? Combine. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Behold. So you wrap the toilet paper around the broom, huh? Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634 plus. Okay. We've made some progress there, it seems. A wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. Well. Let's get spraying on this blood, yeah? Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here, but maybe I should try just in case. I was kind of expecting these letters to turn into something else after we did that. Oh wait, we have to turn the lights off. Ah. So this is actually like left, left, right, left, isn't it? Just like you thought, Junpei. There's some more letters showing up after the LLR. See? It says LLR, LRL. So, I'm guessing it's left, right, you know? Because I was kind of expecting the letters to turn into something else, but there was just more of the same letters, so... The dividing wall that separates the toilets. What about in the toilet, though? It's a water tank for a toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece of something in there. In this. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Don't know when they'll figure out everybody else thinks it's clever too. Huh? I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized crime. I have never heard someone say OC for that context. What is that? Some kind of police slang? Huh? Probably. Oh, foreshadowing? Huh? What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, alright? Well, he's not wasting any time. Okay, we got a screwdriver. My monitor won't stop freaking out. Please stop that. Alright, we got a screwby. The toilet's tanked. There's nothing in it. Which means we can't flush it. Kinda hard to flush a toilet without water. True. What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It's kinda sticky. I don't think we could just wipe it off. I doubt just pouring some water on it's gonna help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. There might be something in the tank, you know? Let's open that shit up. Red key card. Delightful. Let's examine it. It's a red card. Probably a key card. Do you remember if you saw a card reader anywhere around here? There's nothing in the toilets. If there was, that would be gross. I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. Alright. So, you know, we ain't got enough for that yet, I don't think. Ah. Some pipes. Wonder why does the one on the right look different from the others, I wonder? What's the tag say? There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with wire. Drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Left, left, right. What were the other ones? Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Well, I did what it said on the wall. Wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain's acting up. What the hell did you do? I just messed with the valves a little. Nothing big. What's cooking? What happened? Where is it happening? Aha. Jumpy, the card is floating. Looks like the water floated the card up out of the drain. What am I... There must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain. Let's get that bad boy. Look, it's the lotus symbol. Wow. There's water pouring out of the drain. Nothing else here. Tremendous work, team. Now, what do we do next? Do we collect some of this water? Guess not. Do these turn on? Maybe I can use the shower here to fill up the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Okay, sure thing. Really? That just worked? That's crazy. I was sure we'd have to work harder for that. Something that looks like tar inside the toilet bowl. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it. Alright, you want me to put it in here, then? Could have just chucked it in the bowl, honestly, but you know. Looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it. There's probably a handle somewhere in the tank. Yeah, you think so? Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could talk. There's some pipes. Where the fuck is the handle? No, whatever. There it goes, just like a toilet should. Alright, so we got... What was on this again? This is 634 plus 185. 634? It was 634, right? 634 plus 185. 634 plus 185 equals 819. Alright, do we have to scan this first? That's the wrong one. The blue light just came. Oh, never mind, no, it wasn't. Scan this one as well. Huh? The blue light just came on, but it's off now. And the red light's on instead. Guess we have to swipe the red card first and then the blue. Oh, so. Great job, Jumpy. Both of the lights are on now. You just need to put in the password. What was it again? Both lights are on. We should be able to get the password. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've forgotten what it was. 634 plus 18. Nope. 634 plus 185 equals 819. No? Do you want the digital root of 819? 9? Okay. What's this screwdriver for? I guess I'm missing something else. I'm getting ahead of myself. But what are we supposed to use the screwdriver on? There's not much else here. Oh?
Hey, Junpei, you know why thermometers
No,
only
please,
go up to
please.
107 degrees Fahrenheit?
You know. Not really. Junpei answered without taking his eyes off the screw.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg. In other words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Okay. Why had Santa brought that up, Junpei wondered.
Oh yeah?
He continued to work at the screw.
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna. Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
So, sure, but what does any of that have to do with a thermometer?
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh. Haha, yeah, crazy story, dude. What the fuck is this guy talking about? A moment later, the screw fell off. With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer from the wall.
All right, I got it.
He looked up and saw Santa glaring at the blanks section of wall.
What? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
Santa spun around and walked off from Junpei. Would you like to hear an anecdote about EDT? Would that cheer you up a little bit?
What was that all about?
Great question. But as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Okay. So why have we done this? Oh, you set the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. I wonder what it means. Maybe when it gets that hot, something will open. Okay. Turn the shower on, brother. Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then. Alright, thermometer, let's get this party started. We interacted with the same object to solve 2 puzzles. Crazy. Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark. Oh, it opened up. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. Okay. Alright. So, 957. So we got 634 plus 185 plus... Well, what the fuck was it? Fuck, I can't see it there. It was 957. Let's put that one in first this time. 957 plus 634 plus 185. 1776. We did it. Got there in the end. Too easy. First try. Thank God there was a calculator. It presented me a genuine math puzzle, and not just like find the digital root of like 3 simple numbers. Outside of the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and right.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look.
They'd moved a few steps toward the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal.
Huh?
They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room.
What are you doing, Seven?
Propping it open. He's done that before.
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. Alright, let's go.
With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at the large iron door. They had only been there for a moment when June spoke up.
Jumpy, look!
He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall.
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Oh, I think it's...
Junpei ran over and peeled it off.
a map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Junpei folded the map and stuffed it into his pockets. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. Boy, are we about to have an awkward encounter. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded. Santa nodded back and threw the door open. So, how is he going to branch from here? All four of them leapt through.
What the?
You're shitting me.
It only took a moment for them to realize where they were.
Back.
They had been only a short time ago. It was the large hospital room filled with countless beds. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus? What are you...
The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus, and Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand. That's extremely valid. And slapped him, open-palmed, across his face.
How could you do this to us?
Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
What?
Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door.
Maybe we should warn them about what they're going to find.
That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there, too. Anyway, go take a look.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, it's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
Maybe
You'll know when you see.
now Clover is about to find what she will think is her dead brother. Maybe we shouldn't just send them in sight unseen.
Fine, let's go.
This is what are you doing? 7, what are you doing right now? Lotus and Clover looked at one another for a moment, then nodded and stepped through the door. By then, Ace had made his way toward them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who had just awoken from a lengthy slumber.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head weakly.
Should I go as well?
Yeah.
7 nodded.
Very well.
Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. I can't believe we just sent them in there to look at it like that. That's crazy. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. The sound ghosts make... We've seen this line before. It was Clover. Oh, it's reconvened, has it? Her head listlessly on her chest, her eyes were blank. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Yeah, 1,000 pieces.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed.
So is this just
It's
reconvened?
pretty straightforward. First, then,
Are we not going to worry about the other 2 doors now?
The dead snake and that.
You need at least. It wouldn't.
Yeah, that means.
Well, let's say you're right.
Right up.
And that we.
Yeah, that means.
Wait a minute. How can you say that so you're a...
Well,
Yeah.
What? Any whoever 0.
Well, I guess we can pick the other
Yeah,
dialogue
that is-
option
yeah,
here
other-
now.
Then does
Yeah. If he doesn't.
Yeah.
If Zero killed.
Junpei wasn't sure.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Ace's eyebrows shot up.
Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp. Isn't it obvious?
Wait, it is?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said, "this ship," several times when he addressed us. If he weren't here, he wouldn't say this ship, would he?
I get where you're coming from, but also, I don't think that's ironclad.
He'd be saying something like, that ship, or the ship.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I think it's tenuous at best, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because I do think he's on the ship. Ace's explanation made perfect sense. Junpei felt a little foolish that he hadn't seen it himself. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small
If
importance.
Zero's on the ship, where is he?
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting moaning noise. And moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone.
I think Zero is one of us.
Yeah. We remember this. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Isn't this ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the hell would he do something like that? There's no motive.
Just for the love of the game. Clover looked up at Junpei, and her face fell.
You don't believe me.
Oh my god. Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei's met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he'd said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother, and you had just sent her in there to just look at the exploded body. His death would have been bad enough, but she'd also seen the blasted wreck of his body, and nobody even warned her that that was what they were going to see. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. what Clover had felt, he couldn't begin to imagine. In the mental state she must have been in, it was understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She'd felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could do was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he'd said. Perhaps, he thought, I should apologize. Before that apology could begin.
Clover,
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us.
Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly.
But you have to understand, the more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time her eyes were on Junpei. He could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Then in that horrible silence, they heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That means we have 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Then we need to move now. 7. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now...
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We've seen this before,
we
right?
must go. We have very...
They all knew
Our
where they were
next
going.
destination is...
So...
Here we go.
But we don't have all the other keys. Between the two elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card.
That's the...
Yeah, I found it in the shower room.
Oh, I see. It's got the Mercury symbol.
We had a small beep and the lights on the reader blinked to
Now
life.
we can go.
7 people, including Junpei, climbed onto the elevator. But we don't have the other keys. What?
Looks like there's only 2 floor buttons working.
C and bottom.
That's my deck. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when
Time to
pushed.
head down then.
Junpei hit the bottom button, the prostate. The door closed. Slowly, they began to move downward. Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end, but not a regular dead end.
This is a numbered door.
So I guess we're just gonna leave them behind out here like we did before, and then we come back and they're dead, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's door 2.
Immediately, they began to discuss who would go through it.
So who should go through the door this time?
We don't need to be discussing who we're leaving behind this time, right?
Right. It's set up so we'll be able to meet up again once we get through the numbered doors.
Then there's no need for arguments at this point.
We should figure out who's going in first.
Very well. Would anyone like to volunteer?
I'll do it.
The first to speak up was 7.
I'll go too.
Then I suppose I need to go too then.
Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was by default the 3rd member. Blah 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 math math math.
All right, we're taking off.
Okay, please be careful.
Jesus. You 2 are acting like you're married, you know that?
Oh,
Jun blushed. So did Junpei.
Don't be silly. Cut it out.
Perhaps in an attempt to hide his emotions, he quickly turned away to pull the lever on the red. The door opened. As they'd come to expect, there appeared to be a short hallway on the other side.
All right, let's go.
Lotus was the first through.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
7 was next, and Junpei brought up the rear. Alright, we have reconvened with the other timeline. So now, we just need to go back and do the 8th door. And then we will have done our little cleanup, and we can go on to the other major branches.
Well, we can, right?
Yeah.
You say something?
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Oh,
you first.
it's the same.
Got it. You're
I'll take
Fascinating,
What?
thrilling. Yes.
all right.
This is the first time we've gone anywhere with Ace, right?
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Like, we have to go with Ace this time, I
Okay,
think?
8 it is.
No, we're not with Ace.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I talking about? Ace is unconscious right now.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 7.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
The 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind? There are only 3 ways we can do it.
Yeah, we have heard this before.
Or there are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through. Get it now?
Oh no, you're saying...
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
This is just like when we got all
Yeah. This was the same as when we went through the other door.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere. He's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move.
Alrighty. Yep. Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. What the fuck was I talking about with Ace? Why did I think Ace was coming with us? For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in their bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. Yeah. We remember this happening too.
What the hell are you doing?
Yoinky sploinky. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arm and hauled him bodily through the door. He'd heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him and ran to the deck. Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. That's nice. I like when finding the dead is not like this huge thing, because obviously we're going to find it. With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
Okay. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girl receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
Brother, surely you can understand why. She doesn't know he's dead yet, or think he's dead yet. That's still not Ace. That's still not Snake. Ace.
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Okay. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was, perhaps necessary. But she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead
There's a
end.
door on the left, though.
For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Ooh, the laboratory.
A laboratory? Huh.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please. You first.
Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Fine.
Ladies first. Junpei muttered to himself and pushed the iron door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
No, I think the window looks into another room.
Fucking incredible.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. We got a little man behind both the doors. Let's go. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
Junpei moved a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next
It's
to him.
kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
It This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh.
It's creepy either way. Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it.
Maybe it'll come to life and
Thinking about
murder
it is
us.
terrifying.
Let me soothe you with an anecdote about EDT. She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
It's almost like her brother is currently missing.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment.
Junpei, you just don't get it!
Her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backwards a few steps,
My
alarmed.
brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind! Something happened to him! Something bad.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her, and gets sealed inside. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
Nope. Bit of a hiccup there. What happened? Did anything crash? No. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis. Portcullis. Okay. Sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on! I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. Again. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but, unsurprisingly,
Damn it! It's not moving.
crazy. Damn, who could have seen that coming?
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Alright. Puzzle time. Alright. Laboratory time.